talk of treason?
It is completely inappropriate.
The Premier of BC lashes out at Alberta separatists. Canada's Conservatives meet in Calgary, with Pierre Poilievre in search of their stamp of approval. And from Calgary to the Middle East.
We saw the demand across both business and leisure sectors.
The airline that will soon offer a non-stop, long-distance flight.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. Some strong words today from BC's Premier about the separatist movement in Alberta. David Eby is accusing separatists of treason.
I understand the desire to hold a referendum to talk about the issues you want to talk about in Canada. We got free speech, that's important. But to go to a foreign country and to ask for assistance in breaking up Canada, there's an old-fashioned word for that, and that word is treason. It is completely inappropriate.
Eby was responding to news leaders of Alberta's separatist movement met last year with the U.S. State Department, and they hope to meet again next month. This comes a week after U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent weighed in on Alberta independence, saying Alberta is a natural partner for the U.S. Tyler Barrow is live with more. And Tyler, Eby raised the issue at today's First Ministers meeting in Ottawa. What was the response?
Ian, Eby called on Alberta's Premier to call out the meeting with the U.S. as unacceptable. Now, in response, Premier Danielle Smith says she supports a sovereign Alberta within a united Canada, but says the separatist movement stems from Albertans' lost hope under a decade of Liberal leadership. Now, the comments were made in Ottawa while meeting with the Prime Minister. Alberta separatists met with the Trump administration in July, September, and October. The legal counsel for State Free Alberta says it's part of a feasibility study on securing $500 billion in credit in the event of a successful referendum. The U.S. State Department said it regularly meets with civil society types and no commitments were made. And the White House says no support or commitments were conveyed. 3 legal experts tell CTV they don't believe this amounts to enough for a treason charge. Smith says she expects the U.S. administration to respect Canadian sovereignty and will raise the issue with delegates in Washington, but says she's not going to discount frustrated Albertans.
So when you look at the polls, they suggest as many as 30% of Albertans have lost hope. That's about 1 million people, and I'm not going to demonize or marginalize a million of my fellow citizens when they've got legitimate grievances. What we need to do is we need to give Albertans hope. We need to show them, not just tell them, not just words, but with actions that Canada can work. And that's what...
Now, opposition leader Naheed Nenshi is accusing Smith of emboldening those behind the separatist movement through pandering and says the NDP has asked the UCP MLAs to sign a pledge for loyalty to Canada. None have so far. Now, Ian, at the news conference today, the Prime Minister would not comment on whether this warranted foreign interference from the U.S.
Tyler, thanks very much. And the Alberta government is being reminded it may not have the authority to secede from Canada. Treaty 6 and 8 chiefs. We're joined by chiefs of the Sturgeon Lake Cree First Nation and the Blackfoot Confederation today. They're calling on the UCP to respect treaty rights.
Treaty trumps legislation.
It's about time that the general public educates themselves on treaty and how the province came to be.
The chiefs say treaties are with the Crown, not with the province of Alberta, and Alberta has no jurisdiction over their lands. Hundreds of Canadian Conservatives are in Calgary as the party holds its first convention since last spring's election. Pierre Poilievre will face a leadership vote tomorrow. Jordan Canagan is at the BMO Centre with more. And Jordan, it's also a chance for the party to talk policy.
Ian, it is, and it's also a national convention that is serving as a bit of a reset and an opportunity for federal Conservatives to focus on its path forward. That, of course, will include determining whether Pierre Poilievre is still the right person to lead this party. And we just heard some of the sound check, and the stage is set to hear from the federal Conservative leader, but that won't be happening until tomorrow evening. The convention officially kicks off in about an hour's time tomorrow. Tomorrow, the focus will turn to policy breakout sessions during the day. That's when delegates could chart out priorities and messaging. A recent polling shows the federal Liberals and Conservatives neck and neck when it comes to support overall, but Poilievre's popularity trails Mark Carney as preferred Prime Minister. Still, political watchers expect a strong showing of support for the current party leader.
It will be an opportunity for the party and for Mr. Poilievre's team to engineer, if you want, an issue onto the floor or a set of issues on the floor that they're interested in. If they take advantage of that opportunity, Mr. Harper certainly did in 2005, that'll be an indication of what they're investing their time and effort in.
Now, that leadership review vote isn't open to all members. We're not going to see tens of thousands of votes here. It'll be up to delegates who are representing ridings across the country. Now, Pierre Poilievre is set to speak here tomorrow at 6:30 in the evening. Right after that speech wraps, the voting will begin. Ian?
Thanks, Jordan. Police believe speed was a factor in a fatal crash on Barlow Trail. It happened just before 4 this morning at the 7th Avenue Northeast intersection. Police say the driver hit the median and crashed into a traffic signal pole. The man in his 20s was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say they're still working to determine if impairment was also a factor in the crash. And police continue to investigate a collision that sent a man in his 90s to hospital in life-threatening condition. Yesterday afternoon, the man was riding his motorized scooter when he crossed the road in an unmarked crosswalk. A pickup truck hit him, and he was thrown from his seat. Police say the driver, a man in his 80s, remained at the scene. Harsher penalties, including steep fines and jail time, are coming to Alberta as the province tries to curb predatory towing practices. Tim Brooke joins us live with more. And Tim, these practices have been happening more often.
Yes, Ian, oftentimes bad actors will show up to the scene of a crash before even emergency crews do. From there, they'll chat with people involved and they'll use aggressive, pressure-filled tactics to try to get them to agree to doing business with the company, and then they'll charge sky-high prices for extremely simple jobs. So today, some new news. Provincial changes will soon mean those violators could face fines as high as $300,000 or up to 2 years behind bars. As of April 1st, all operators must now clearly communicate all towing and storage costs and obtain complete driver consent before towing begins.
We're not just seeing these types of egregious behaviors, but we're seeing more of them. This was an activity that was happening in Ontario. And then Ontario brought in a number of prescriptive measures as well, and they did a good job stamping it out. But what happened is these bad operators just moved west. And so that's why it's important that we take these prescriptive measures and we stamp out this bad behavior.
Remember, tow truck drivers that are legitimate will never use pressure-filled tactics to get you to agree to doing business with them. And if you're ever in a crash and you need help, it's a good idea to wait on scene until emergency crews arrive before agreeing to any tow. Ian?
Thank you, Tim. Calgary police are welcoming a new member today, one with 4 paws and a calming presence. Sadie is the service's first operational stress intervention dog. The specially trained black lab will help support all members of the Calgary Police Service after difficult calls. The 2-year-old was bred and trained by BC and Alberta Guide Dogs with funding from Wounded Warriors Canada and Pulling Together for Mental Health. Police say the initiative is part of a broader push to prioritize mental health among members.
Many of you know that policing has changed and what our members are dealing with nowadays compared to many, many years ago. There's lots of traumatic incidents that they're going through. We're dealing with lots of mental health. And so anything that we can do to reduce that anxiety, to give an additional support to help our members get through these situations is something that we're always going to have an open door for.
Sadie is already working daily with her handler, providing comfort after critical incidents and moments of connection for CPS members. Sadie,
Aw,
it's absolutely
Sadie.
wonderful. We are noticing there's a lot more daylight. Like we're at 10 past 5 almost, and the sun's still out there, and we're enjoying nice weather too.
Yeah, we're at just above 9 hours of daylight now, and this doesn't come with more daylight. It also comes with warmer temperatures. So this you can call a false or fake spring. Spring doesn't officially begin till March 20th, but it certainly does feel like it, and will feel even more like it next week when we get into the teens. Today we got to 10. Now it's 7 as temperatures cool down for the day. Gusts at the airport registering at 31 kilometers per hour. We maxed out closer to 40 today, and tomorrow will be a little windier. Gusts up to 50 kilometers per hour, but that will mean that temperatures will even get a little warmer. So expect that freezing mark when off to work and school, and in the afternoon, a high of at least 9. It will be mainly cloudy tomorrow, so less sunshine expected for tomorrow. That's your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen.
Thanks, Danielle. It's a new destination for Calgary travelers. Next, the Middle Eastern airline that will offer non-stop service from YYC to the UAE. And cancer researchers find a closer link between alcohol and cancer. Calgary has opened its doors to the Middle East with the new direct non-stop flight to the United Arab Emirates. Starting November 3rd, Etihad Airways will fly between Abu Dhabi and Calgary 4 times a week. It comes after the federal government signed a massive trade deal recently in the Middle East. The first flight will be 1 year to the day after Alberta's international office in Abu Dhabi opened. The province believes trade will increase as it exported about $248 million of agricultural goods to the UAE in 2024. The airline expects demand to be high.
We see Calgary as an underserved market from the Middle East. So we saw the demand across both business and leisure sectors. And there's also significant demand from the visit family and relatives sector, given the large Indian and Middle Eastern communities in Calgary.
The cheapest round-trip ticket on the new route is around $1,200. Total flying time is just under 14 hours, which is one of the airline's longest flights. If you like camping in BC parks, get ready to pay a bit more for your site. The BC government is introducing a new non-resident fee of $20. It will apply to front country and backcountry sites, along with cabin rentals in provincial parks. The Beauron Lake Canoe Circuit and Berg Lake Trail are exempt. BC Parks says it's seeing record levels of use, so it's increasing fees to help maintain facilities. 59 high-use parks will also be charging more for camping during the peak summer season. Danielle, January may have given us a false spring, but I think it's really good.
Yeah, I know you're enjoying it.
Yes.
And you like the warmer temperatures, so next week is even warmer.
Wow.
Teens.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you look at January so far, we certainly we average out to above normal temperatures. Our moisture, though, our moisture content, our precipitation is only about 65% of what it should be in the city. And in Lethbridge, it's only at 5% of what it should be. So we're much drier than usual for January. And we're much warmer than usual. And we're going to stay in this trend with warm, dry weather. All right, 7 degrees right now in the city. We got up to 10 degrees in Calgary today. Lethbridge got up to 11 degrees and now sitting at 8 as we start to drop off for the day. 4 degrees in Medicine Hat, and Brooks did get above freezing to about 3 degrees. So we did get above freezing here as expected. So warm temperatures overall in southern Alberta. It was a little on the windy side. Those winds are going to pick up, and I'll show you winds in just a second. But this is the pattern that we are and will remain in for all of this week. And pretty much the entire next week. The weather pattern is going to start to change next Sunday. So hopefully you like the warmth because it's here to stay. There's the jet stream in the darker green. Just to play that through, it will be north of us for the rest of this week. And we're getting this warm push of air from the south as well. We're also, because we're under this ridge of high pressure, it allows the temperature to build and build and build. And this promotes stability, which is why we don't have much moisture in our forecast. And at this point, we're in Chinook conditions as well. So a little on the windy side, especially in Pincher Creek, 70 kilometers per hour. That was the max so far there. 56 in Lethbridge and just over 40 in Calgary. Let's fast forward to tomorrow, and it will get much gustier. 90 kilometer per hour gusts possible in Pincher Creek, 70 for Lethbridge. Brooks and Drumheller 30 to 40, and in Calgary we'll pick up another 10 kilometer per hour with regards to gusts, so 50 kilometer per hour gusts for tomorrow. We have the clouds that have been moving in. We may see the odd raindrop. I'm going to fast forward this to the morning hours. So Friday morning, 9 a.m., you can see this little pocket here. You may see a raindrop. Nothing significant, super brief, very isolated. Same thing for the far south around the Lethbridge area. And then Friday night, we may see a sprinkle. Outside of that, though, there's no precipitation in that longer range forecast. Here is your longer range forecast, and it's very toasty for late January, early February, as you know, when normal daytime high is -2. 9 for tomorrow, gusts 50 kilometers per hour, mainly cloudy. The sun returns on Saturday. We should get up to 10 degrees. Then 8 and 9 for Sunday and Monday. And showing you the 10-day trend for next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, potentially even Saturday, our daytime highs will be in the teens.
With dry January nearing an end, there's more evidence you might want to limit your alcohol consumption for the rest of the year. Researchers at the U.S. National Cancer Institute are warning about the connection between lifetime drinking habits and colorectal cancer. They examined 20 years of data involving 88,000 people and found heavy drinkers, those who had a lifetime average of 14 or more drinks a week, were almost twice as likely to develop rectal cancer and 25% more likely to develop some kind of colorectal cancer. That's compared to people who average less than 1 drink per week. For many of us, it's a pretty irresistible offer. Still to come, restaurants across the province offer burgers with the funds supporting the food bank. Plenty of focus today on the big tech firms in the U.S. Joining me is Dave Popowich, Portfolio Manager with the Popowich-Carmeli Advisory Group. And Dave, mixed messages today from those tech firms.
Yeah, hi, Ian. A tale of two very different stories here. The markets are concerned that some of these big tech companies are overspending on their AI infrastructure build-out, and they're not getting a return on it yet. And we knew going into these reports from some of these big tech companies that was going to be the focus. Let's start with Meta. Well, they did match that top-line expectation of spending a lot. In fact, they increased their AI spending by 73%. Now, despite that increased spend, when you look at their core business, which is generating ad revenue and whatnot, it was up 24%. And the tail of the tape here is the market looking at Meta and saying, all right, your core business is doing well. You're investing for the future, this idea of super intelligence around AI. We're going to give you a pat on the back on this one. Your stock is up 10%. Well, Microsoft also increased their spending, a record amount on AI, but their cloud computing growth disappointed the market, and they had a very different reaction. Its stock down 10% today, effectively wiping out a market cap equal to, or perhaps a bit greater than, all of the Royal Bank.
Wow. And speaking of which, the Royal Bank is looking at going more global.
Well, the CEO, McKay, of the Royal Bank has been listening to, I think, the Canadian government's message. And in Davos, he heard very clearly that Canada wants to, as many other countries do, increase or diversify their trade with different countries. One of the areas Canada has indicated that they want to perhaps attract additional capital, investment capital from, is the Middle East. So the Royal Bank has applied for a banking license for its wealth management business, a capital markets business in that region, and they're thinking of opening offices in Abu Dhabi and Riyadh. So expanding their global footprint as a big Canadian bank. That stock traded up just under 1% today.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Dave.
Bye, Ian.
Canadians are being encouraged to order a burger to help support their local food bank. It's part of Canada Beef's month-long initiative called Burger It Forward from February 1st to the 28th. Select restaurants will donate sales from their featured burger to the local food bank. Calgary restaurants participating range from local burger joints to high-end restaurants. For more information, head to burgeritforward.ca. Pipeline plans were on the table at today's First Minister's meeting. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. Premier Daniel Smith talked about a new potential route. Coming up at 6, why the pipeline path may not run through to Kitimat on BC's northern coast, but other destinations are in play. Also ahead, the federal government commits to help fight extortion violence. Coming up, Calgary's police chief shares the strategy underway in our city. Ian.
Thanks very much, Tara. The upward trend in temperatures continues. Right now in Calgary, it's mostly cloudy and +7, and it will be even warmer over the weekend, too. Danielle has details. Really, really remarkable weather, and a lot of that snow out there is already gone.
It's like the home run, right? Yeah, get some burgers to barbecue. Think of maybe a patio you might want to visit, especially by next week. Yeah. I mean, we've been on the patio for colder weather, let's be honest. This is Alberta. All right, 7 degrees current temperature. Today we got to 10 degrees, and normal is -2. Let's look at these next 3 days. We're hovering between 8 and 10 degrees for daytime highs with varying cloud cover. It will likely be mostly cloudy tomorrow, mainly sunny for Saturday, and then a mix of both on Sunday. And again, next week, many daytime highs will be in those teens. So prepare for some spring-like weather. Ian?
Thanks, Danielle. A pair of Southern Alberta photographers are among those taking top honors in the Canadian Geographic Photo of the Year competition. Regular viewers of CTV News will be familiar with the stunning photographs Calgary's Matt Melnick takes of the Northern Lights. But it was this picture Melnick captured of a lightning strike just southeast of Calgary that took top honors in the Weather, Seasons and Skies category. Melnick says the recognition is an honor.
It's absolutely amazing. I didn't think it was going to happen. I sent in so many photos, and I was looking at everyone else's photos, and there was some unbelievable stuff. So I was a little bit shocked, but also very excited and happy and thrilled. And it's an amazing achievement, absolutely.
Another Alberta photographer, Will Lambert, took top honors in the Outdoor Adventures category for this shot he took of a friend climbing in an ice cave. There were 7,000 entries in this year's competition, so congratulations to all of the winners. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.